my name's Carol Flevin. This little video is about how I came to get into railway modelling in the first place, because it wasn't that long ago. 2017 was when my eldest grandson would have liked to have had a model railway at home, but his parents were renovating a house and there wasn't space. So we started off on our landing here. And the timeline is all about the various aspects of what's happened to me during the time of my modelling. And I just thought possibly some people might be interested. I started this little video off originally for Andy Hudson, who interviewed me on a Wednesday afternoon for Worley Live. That was in March. At that point, of course, my grandchildren hadn't been able to come and see the layout. We're now at the end of May, early June, and they can. And it's been a brilliant experience, and I'm so happy that they've come, or some of them have been able to come and explore the layout. So, quick explanation about how I came into model railway making in the first place. And by the way, this is how I discovered how much I like making model railway scenics. That has become my absolute passion. Okay, hope you enjoy it. In March 2017, I started with my grandchildren to build a layout on the top of a trestle table on our landing on the top floor of our house. Now this came about because in the first instance, our eldest grandson Josh became very enthusiastic about trains, and his parents were renovating a house, so we had the space to build one with him. Within a year, we'd totally outgrown the trestle table on the landing, and I persuaded my husband that it was a good idea to build a much larger layout in the corner of one of our bedrooms. Fortunately, it's a bedroom with a wooden floor. And this is 12 months later, with the layout started and largely designed on the baseboard that we made. In the October of 2018, we were watching the Great Model Railway Challenge, and Joshua, my grandson, turned to me and said, "Grandma, you could do that." And before I knew what was happening, really, Knickerbocker Glory, the company that organised it all, were in contact with me and asked me to set up the first female team. So I did, and we called ourselves the Loco Ladies. Now, as far as I recollect, this little video I'm just showing you now, which was EH&SR in its iteration of the L shape in the corner of the bedroom, was the one that I actually sent to them, and they must have captured their interest, I think. Anyway, we were catapulted into a different world. By the March, the television cameras were in my home, which was a bit of a shock to the system, really, and not something I ever anticipated would happen. And by the June, we were at Fawley Hill recording. That was Steve Flint. These are the presenters. This is a picture of Bucolic Britain, the layout that we made in 24 hours. And this is us presenting our layout. This is the Loco Ladies, and we didn't win our heat. We then withdrew because there was some concerns about a health issue with one of our team. And Steve Flint very kindly asked us if we would like to take our layout to the Worley show at the NEC in the November. And of course we jumped at the chance. The programme that we were in aired in the September, and in the October, Railway Modeller came to my house and photographed EH&SR as it was then. And there was a picture of two of my grandchildren that appeared in the magazine as well. In the November, we took Bucolic Britain to the Worley show at the NEC. And the Loco Ladies had an absolute ball. We had the most amazing time. We had a lot of people came to see us, we had a lot of visitors, we had lots and lots and lots of people to talk to, and it was just absolutely great. I I made a forest of crochet trees for the Great Model Railway Challenge, and after we'd been at Worley, or rather at the end of Worley, they very kindly let us sell them off for breast cancer awareness charities, and we made something like £350, which we were really pleased about. We also decided to give Steve Flint and Kathy Millett their own crochet trees. So we put them on a stand and gave them a little plaque. Although it hasn't got the glitter on it here, the one we gave to Kathy also had glitter on it, which was quite good fun. While we were at Worley, some of my grandchildren managed to come and see us, which I was really pleased about because it's quite a long way for their parents to drive with them. That's some of us talking to some of them, more of us talking to even more people, and then right at the end, Jill made a cake, and that's Steve cutting it. In the January of 2020, I wore my poor husband down and persuaded him that we needed to expand the layout to fit the whole room, and it became an enormous square. In the February, Chrissy and I took some items to demonstrate to Doncaster, fully expecting that we would do this a few more times during the course of the year. Of course, as we all know, by March we were faced with the pandemic and lockdown, so that was the one and only time at that point we went out to do demonstrations. This is the original design for my layout. That was then. This was by the March of 2021. And this is part of the video that I sent out to Andy Hudson, and that was at the stage that I was then. That was from both ends of the new area of the track. But my intention had always been to have the layout in a position where my grandchildren could come and see it when the lockdown finished. So this is May 2021. Once the end of May came and we were allowed to have people back in the house, this is when some of my grandchildren managed to come and see the layout. Although interestingly, they'd all grown a lot, which was quite a shock, because some of them are a lot taller than me now. Well, I hope you did enjoy that and found it interesting. Somehow or another, because this whole layout seems to have developed a life of its own, I've ended up writing quite a lot of articles for various model railway magazines, including Railway Modeller and British Railway Modelling. I seem to have done an awful lot of videos too, some of which have appeared on virtual model railway shows. Some are going to be in digital versions of the magazines. I seem to have been interviewed quite a lot too. And I'm going to do a big lecture in October for the Model Railway Club, various other things. It's been rather good fun, actually, and it's enjoyable, and it's kept me very occupied. So I hope you've enjoyed this, and I'm sure I will speak to you again soon. Bye-bye.